Man, I had a really awesome time in Norwalk. I want to tell you all about it, but I'm really tired. Let's talk tomorrow. Let's go get some Francisco taco madness.
Honkers Ghost is a bot with an overhead hammer saw, or it can also be a grappler lifter. The two weapon types fit neatly into the chassis, and it gives me some flexibility depending on the opponent's weapon. I called it Honkers Ghost because, well, it had to be a different name, even though it was meant to be the same robot, because of the new rulings for May's event at NHRL. Honkers Ghost fought against Dropkick, which was lost. In the elimination bracket, I faced Dragoncornosaurus, which was Nesty's model rocket weapon, Solarplex, which is a vertical spinner, and Bugsby, a hamburger-themed full body spinner. Honkers Ghost eventually succumbed to the Yabnol vertical spinner, or the beater bar, that eventually won the whole tournament.
I mean, when you go to a thing like this, really all you're hoping for as a maker is that your robot kind of performs the way you want it to, that it has a chance to do what you designed it to do, and I really got that at Norwalk, so I'm really quite pleased with how it went. So much went well on this trip with the redesign. Like for instance, even though Dropkick really hit me pretty hard and really bent up a bunch of stuff, I was able to take it all apart, rebuild it from the ground up. This modular approach, even some of the plastic pieces, although they take the hits a little bit harder, the idea was just, let's make it so that I can replace them when they get damaged. And I took plenty of extra parts. Tacos are a good bet. Oh, so good. These things are awesome. So good. It wasn't all great with the redesign. The overhead chopper just was lethargic. It got the job done, it held its own against Drago and Solarplex, but it was lucky hits that was able to get those things out. The weapon wasn't fast enough too. I'm thinking maybe 4S might make for better speed. Definitely getting the weapon off the arm helped, but transferring all that energy to the weapon slows it down. I need to rethink that design. Alright, if you're still here after me getting that taco fix, then let's talk about the trip and the event. So first, several Florida builders were interested in going to the May event. Mike from Physics Anonymous, his channel link is below. He built a really sweet overhead spinner, name of Butterside Down, just a very beautifully crafted robot. And then Jacob from Dropkick was also going, which I've had experience in previous events down here in Florida. So the three of us know each other. We did some practice sparring before the event a couple weeks prior, so I got some experience and practice with the robots, and also got to work out several kinks. Unfortunately, my first match is going to be against Dropkick. I faced them numerous times before in Florida, and it's usually very damaging for my bots. Plus, I had a chance to spar with Honkers Ghost against Dropkick in those weeks leading up to the event. And from that experience, I had the feeling that this high center of gravity weapon was not the best matchup. It just didn't work very well with the geometry of dropkick, and so I decided to go with the lifter grabber, which I think had a slightly better chance of sparring success, so I wanted to use it in this matchup. So here's that event.
8.
All right, Luke,
7,
good luck.
All right, I'm going to
6,
see what this box
5,
looks like. Here we
4,
go.
Just hang on to something,
3,
Luke.
2,
Amazing.
1.
Fight, robots,
Here
fight.
we go. Oh, I'm moving out of the corner, Chris. Oh, no! What? All right, it looks like I might be on my side, Chris. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, the camera's been ripped off.
Luke, you're doing a great job.
I can't believe it. I'm like on its side. The camera's gone, but I can still see the action. Amazing.
Oh my goodness.
How's Dropkick doing? It's doing well, Chris.
You're doing okay, Luke.
All right, yeah, I got to turn my head here a little bit.
Wow.
See it. Chris, you're gonna have to narrate for me.
Yeah. So lots of kicks here from Dropkick.
Tap
Oh,
out.
we got a tap out, Luke.
What?
You
The
did it.
winner
Did we
is
win?
You did it, Luke.
Dropkick.
Yeah, Dropkick.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, as I mentioned before, dropkick can be very damaging, and his bot went on to place second overall, staying in the winner's bracket all the way through to the very end. Once dropkick kind of gets purchase on you, if you can't recover quickly and he can hit you again and again, you're really kind of stuck. And that's exactly what happened in this situation. Even if I had flipped it, that might have upset his balance for a minute or two, but in the end, it was still going to be coming back for me, and so likelihood of me winning that was going to be a tough matchup. Okay, so after that loss, I'm put down into the elimination bracket. My first matchup is against Dragoncornosaurus in that bracket. Dragoncornosaurus standing, I think, for dragon, unicorn, and some version of dinosaur. And this robot is kind of a multi-bot configuration, but the main bot has an Estes model rocket engine size D. And the intent is basically for it to go up against its opponents and then blast off that model rocket to try to do some damage to the bot. Let's see how that match goes.
Oh, what's going on over here?
I don't know.
It's interesting.
What?
This is
8,
Dragoncornosaurus.
7,
What happened to it?
6, 5, 4,
It's got
3,
the full
2,
Toy
1.
RC car treatment.
Fight,
Yes, it
robots, fight.
Oh my goodness! Oh no! Dragoncornosaurus has had a failure to launch.
Yeah, absolute failure to launch, and now the Goose is coming in to cook them. Honkers Ghost is a revision on the original bot Honker.
Yeah, I always tell people you have to go either with the dinosaur, with the dragon, or with the unicorn. You can never blend them.
Because if you do, you get defeated by a goose.
Yes, that is true. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Ah, it's so true. I love this. Absolute pandemonium out here destroying this giant shark RC car.
Shark truck.
Is that what it is?
Shark truck.
Shark truck. Is there a shark-themed monster truck that this is based off of? I think there might be.
Sharkorporean.
Oh, there you go.
Oh no.
Just a little bit of goose. This goose is so interesting. It's not really a hammer goose. It's more like a clamper goose.
Oh!
Oh!
Stolen a wheel.
You don't get to keep that wheel anymore. The goose has taken it.
Have you ever tried to take something back from a goose?
Yeah, it's
They
impossible.
hiss.
If you-
They hiss, Kyle.
If you leave your sandwiches out on the beach and the goose comes to take it, you're done. You're never getting it back.
So this was a pretty fun match. I wasn't sure what to expect with a model rocket, and actually he launched it a lot sooner than I thought he would, but I think the timing was probably pretty good. Unfortunately, I know that there was some issues with the bot. In the previous fight, it had a different chassis, and I think they had to basically put it onto this robot secondarily as a backup, and I think he was having some problems with the control. So once it kind of fell on its side, I think it kind of conked out, and then all that was left was the additional RC car, which I had fun kind of taking the tires out of. So with that win, I move on to the next step, and I'll be going up against Solarplex, which is a pretty mean-looking vertical spinner. Now, I hadn't seen Solarplex's previous matches. I just know I was looking at that weapon. I was pretty concerned about it. It did look like they were having a hard time getting it ready for the fight. They status-wise, they needed a bit more time, a couple extensions. In the end, I could see that they were finally having issues after everything was assembled in the test box, and looked like they were having receiver problems. I know they were swapping out a bunch of different receivers. It looked like they finally came up with a solution. But once we were in the arena, I got the impression that their weapon wasn't going to spin up. They also then additionally brought out a 3-pound wedge bot. I think that was kind of helped maybe try to control the match a little bit better. And let's see how that goes.
Eight,
Got Honkers
7,
Ghost here versus
6,
Solarplex.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
All right, we can see some really good work here from the mini-bot of Solarplex. Bringing it to Honkers Ghost, but look at this. Honkers Ghost landing a good pin here on Solarplex. Sinking that weapon right into the belt, intent on breaking the belt of Solarplex.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing any weapons spin up from Solarplex right now.
That is a chonky weapon indeed, Kyle.
It is. Very chonky and very not moving.
Wow. Okay.
Honkers Ghost.
Oh, wait. Oh, look at that. I see a little bit of wire that's stuck from
Tap
Yeah,
out.
there was
coming
a bit
out of
The
Solarplex.
winner
Yeah.
is Honkers Ghost.
All right,
Right.
Honkers Ghost.
Yeah, so I felt very lucky. That first rush with the wedge bot, I was able, once he got behind me, I was able to kind of slam it into the wall, and that conked it out. Or I wasn't sure if maybe it got stuck up on the wall or something like that. Then additionally, I went up against Solarplex, and I wasn't very successful initially getting anything going, trying to destroy the belt. But it seemed pretty obvious at this point that the weapon was not spinning up. So as I went in for more hits, I saw that I was lined up nicely where I had seen the receiver before, and I knew that it was a thin layer of TPU. So I decided to just kind of hammer on that, and I was successful in somehow knocking out the bot. So then after I was taken back to the pit, I saw that my weapons had gotten loose, and I was really surprised because I hadn't had that happen in any of the previous sparring or matches. But I realized on closer inspection that I had actually ripped out the receiver out of the bot because it had wound around the axle. And at that point, my weapon wasn't spinning either because of that, let's say, legal entanglement situation. But they were out, so that was fine. So following that, the next matchup is against Bugsby, which is a really cool hamburger-themed full-body spinner. Now, I had by that time gotten the lifter grabber put back together, and I was feeling positive about using that against this matchup based off of my experience with butter side down. I felt like if I could just get in close and not get thrown away from the hits too far and stay on that bot before it spun up again, I had a good chance of flipping it. So let's see how that match goes.
Definitely Cage 1.
that kind of sense
Honkers
about them,
Ghost
yeah. I would-
versus Bugsby.
We're being played off here.
Yeah,
Ricky.
that's fair.
8,
Bugsby
7,
versus Honkers Ghost.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
All right, Honkers Ghost successfully crossing the box. We need to see a good spin up here from Bugsby.
Nothing quite yet. Oh,
Whoa!
unfortunate.
That's a good flip here from Honkers Ghost.
Oh,
Wow, and that is a violent help there from Fluffy.
Does that count as one, or does it keep getting hit for a little while?
You can see Zoe throwing up her hands there. You have to wonder, is Honker's Ghost able to self-right its opponent here?
It's trying. You can hear that motor just crying, and there it goes.
Here we
Look at
go!
that. Oh!
Whoa! Attempting a suplex, but accidentally suplexing itself. Honker's Ghost.
Oh, I know how it goes, Honkers. I understand.
Here we go.
Another one.
Good one. But it looks like Bugsby's spinner has not spun up yet. That is a very... Here we go. Oh, he's trying to flip this burger here, Ricky.
That looks rather stuck, and oh, no, it made it back.
Now, Ricky, do you think that this is a goose or a swan?
I think it's a goose.
I love it. All right, I hear possibly someone being counted out.
Yeah, it's already had its one.
So, there's the second save. Controversial second save from Fluffy. And a third save.
You know, the first time the save it was not completed. I wonder if that might be the logic there.
Okay. All right.
You had Honker's Ghost come in and...
Whoa!
Whoa!
Honker!
And there's the suplex.
There we go! All right. This burger finds itself on its head. It's been flipped.
I think that's the hit they wanted.
Honker's Ghost.
Honker's Ghost. The armor coming off the back of it.
Wow.
I don't know if that's just a
Knockout.
piece popping off or what.
The winner is Honker's Ghost.
Okay, so unfortunately it looked like Zoe had some issues. She wasn't able to spin up the bot. I wasn't sure if it was just a temporary issue or a full-time issue. I was fine with flipping it back, but I was staying on it pretty close just in case it actually did spin up. I didn't want to lose a match to being a good sport. It did get an extra help getting unstuck from the house bot, but I was pretty much in control of the match and was able to flip the bot when I needed to. Unfortunately, it would have been a good deal more competitive if that had gotten spun up. As it turns out, I think the issue arose from the previous match, which was actually against Butterside Down. And Butterside Down versus Bugsby was a really great match to watch. There were tons of hits, things flying all across the arena. But I think one of those later hits between those two bots ended up severing the weapon motor or some electronics controlling the weapon. And I think the team just didn't have enough time between matches to go and research and make sure everything was good. So I think when they ended up in the arena, they realized all too late that the weapon was not functioning. A real quick addendum to that fight. You see the back of my robot come off. I had come to the realization just minutes after I had gone down to the match that I had a lot of stuff missing on the bot. I had rebuilt it after that first match against Dropkick, and I had not taken care of putting enough screws into the bot. There were a lot of screws missing on the top plates, and that back plate was only being held on by 3 screws, which eventually gave loose. It was not enough. Additionally, one of the reasons why I was having a hard time flipping Bugsby was I need these extensions, these metal extensions on the end of the bot to kind of keep stable when I do that suplex flip. Either I need to have a lot of weight on the back, which I don't, or I need to have that weight, that extension in the front to kind of stable the bot. And I forgot to put those on, so it made it very difficult to flip Bugsby. So that gave me a win to move on to the next matchup, which was against Yabnol. Yabnol is spelled backwards as Long Boy, and Long Boy is another one of Chris's robots that is very similar with a very long beater bar type weapon. Has done very well in previous competitions, and this one did too. It had gotten taken out by Dropkick, but then successfully won every matchup in the elimination round leading up to our competition.
Absolutely.
Next in cage 4, Honkers Ghost.
Oh, wow.
Versus
Here we go.
Yabganal.
All right.
8, 7, 6.
Here we go.
5,
This is elimination
4,
bracket round
3,
4. Honkers
2,
Ghost versus
1.
Yabnal.
Fight, robots, fight.
This is a do or die moment for these two robots. Yabnal sending Honkers Ghost in the air. Incredible. Oh! Ricky, that's a mean weapon on
It really
Yabnal.
is. Honkers Ghost, a sturdy robot, but those are some big hits.
This is a very important match for both of these robots.
There it goes.
The winner here will advance to December.
Oh.
And look at that. Perfect shots.
What a spot to perch for that goose.
Putting Honkers Ghost up on the rail, just sitting so pretty up there. Woo. Oh, and Yabnal not content to allow Bubbles to come in and save. Oh, again. Kicking Honkers Ghost up against the rail. This is a punishing slugfest.
This is a roast Christmas goose, I think.
Yeah, exactly, Ricky. Incredible. Yabnal just showing total domination here.
There's no moment for this goose to strike back.
Here we go. Now here comes the first save.
Tap out.
That's it.
That's it. That was the tap out. All right, Yabnal advances.
Again, I wasn't seeing much opportunity with the overhead spinner against that bot, so I decided to go with the lifter. I'd gotten comfortable with driving it and felt like I could do okay with it. But unfortunately, Chris is a good job of driving. He's a good driver, and I just didn't have the opportunity to really flip him over. Even if I had flipped him over, I know he can self-right fairly quickly. So it was going to be a tough match to kind of maintain control and win. So with that loss, that put me out of the competition, but I ended up going 3-2 with Honkers Ghost. I felt really great being able to have 5 competitions with the bots. Really made the trip worthwhile and enjoyable. I had the opportunity to use both bots, and they both had a chance to show off what they could do. So I was very happy overall, and that was a very good trip for me to NHRL. So that's the story, that's the summary, and thank you guys for watching.